Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the ManDem United podcast, the podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United. So please keep all your comments, all your questions, Manchester United related, please, people. And it is the Tuesday edition of the show. So I'm joined by Mr. Ivorian Spice at Red United TV in the building. Ivorian, what are you telling me first and foremost? You good?
First of all, your boy is good as always, guys. Big up to everyone that's tuning right now. As always, remember to subscribe to the show, of course. Your boy Ivorian Spice is here, of course. I'm blessed, flawless, just out here. I enjoyed my weekend. I even enjoyed the pay-per-view during the weekend. Money in the bank. My tribal chief lost, but hey, we keep it moving. He's been a bad boy as well. He's not been doing, justice towards the bloodline family. And of course, it's July. And July is transfer month for Manchester United because that's when Manchester United get active. But it's also July and it's the month of Spence versus Crawford. This is the month that I've been looking forward to. Spence versus Crawford.
It's Spence Crawford.
And I
At the end of the
cannot wait.
month. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
I've already seen that Sarcasm City
Yeah.
TV multiple sports. I've already mentioned Manchester United, then he's mentioned WWE, and now he's mentioned boxing. But go on, carry on, fam.
But yes, but I'm blessed. As I said before, I said we see you next week. Today. Hopefully, Manchester United have struck a deal, and they have.
Yeah, we're gonna get into all of that.
We'll get into that, brother.
There's plenty of news. You mentioned it being July. Plenty of news regarding Manchester United. Apologies on the lateness, people. That is on me, but we are here, and because we are slightly later than usual. Very special guest in the building as well, a regular of the channel. You've seen him on ManDem United podcast many times before. Very, very entertaining brother. Very, very talented brother. So make sure you check out his videos as well. My like Dan Sillyman is in the building. Yes, Dan, what are you saying? You good?
My guy, Dan.
What's happening, people? Big up everyone inside, man. Happy to be here once again on Sarcasm City, mate.
You already know, man. You already know. So yeah, man. You lot, Dan. He's already dropped his. He's already made a comment in the comment section, so you can just click on that and go to his channel as well. Or one of the mods. Actually, one of the mods, please put Dan's channel in the comment section. But like I said, this is the ManDem United podcast, so it is all things Manchester United. So keep all your comments, all your questions, Manchester United related. Already just under 30 people in here. Already at just under 20 likes. So big up to you lot. Let's bump up to 30 likes, people. Plenty going on. ROMEO LAVIA links. So Manchester United could potentially want another midfielder. Something that had been reported before today. And we're one of several clubs. I don't know how reliable the sources are stating that they are interested in ROMEO LAVIA. Hopefully we can get the deal done. We'll talk about that. Obviously, Sheikh Jassim, Qatar takeover, that's in the news as well. But again, I don't know how credible those sources are. Mason Mount has completed his medical and has signed for Manchester United. I believe he completed that today as well. Obviously, you got the Onana links, the Højlund links. The De Gea situation is still going on as well. So plenty to discuss, but let me see what you lot are saying in the chat as well. Big up to Starlord every single time. Jesse says, good day, lads. Big up, everyone. Big up to you. Daredevil says, big up, Flawless, and everyone else. Love from the USA. RJ says, big up to everyone. Daredevil says, we need another midfielder for Casemiro. We need another two, in my opinion. That's just me. Big up Trini Red Devil as well. Dan's here in the cut, even though he's on stream as well. Big up Shikar, who says big up Flawless and Ivorian. Jesse, no, I haven't seen the new kits. I've only seen the home kit. I haven't seen the new kits. I'm not gonna lie. But
I think you want to see them.
Actually, we'll go to you. We'll go to you, Ivorian. Where do you want to start? It can be ROMEO LAVIA. It can be Mason Mount. It can be the ownership news. De Gea leaving. The Onana bid. Onana bid supposed to be on the horizon. Talk to me.
Let's start off with the main topic of the show, which is of course is ROMEO LAVIA with Manchester United being linked to him, but not just only Manchester United. Chelsea, as I read, other clubs as well. Manchester United interested, but more so Arsenal or the team that's got the better chance of they could put in that bid. As you know, guys, the Declan Rice deal is not completed yet and is still stalling until they figure out the payment structure. So you never know, that deal could possibly fall through, but I highly doubt it. ROMEO LAVIA, a player that's been released by Man City, that left Man City's academy to join Southampton. He's had a very good season this season. I think this is like his breakthrough season, and he's shown exactly why he's come from the City academy. Comfortable on the ball, playing as the holding midfield role, distribution as well. it's a player that I've been looking at thinking can do a job at Manchester United. He's got a lot of potential, very young as well. So there's so much for him to do and so much for him to learn. And knowing that we have a manager like Eric Ten Hag who can develop players, it's a good fit. It's whether that's going to happen, because you look at us now, everybody knows Flawless. We only got 120 million in the bank, supposedly, supposedly, It only takes one or two things before they release the money.
This guy, yo.
You get me? It takes one or two protests before they release the rest of the money that they will.
That being said, Lavia's only been reported to be 50 million.
50 million, but you just never know. I've always said, Flawless last week, if Manchester United come in, the dick attacks come in, innit? Yeah, 50 million for Arsenal, Chelsea, but for you, my friend, Manchester United, 80 million.
Best price.
Best price. Best price. You get me? That's what it is. But jokes aside, Lavia is a good player. It's whether Manchester United can complete that transfer. And the question is, do we need him? Because we are linked with so many other players like Amrabat, and we're looking for someone to deputize for Casemiro. So at the moment, it's questionable. And as we see it again, guys, it's just rumors. We just don't know whether it's true. We don't even know if we've got the money or the capacity to take him on and bring on another midfielder, because right now we're trying to find everything we can do in terms of trying to sell those players. So I think it's...
Just to clarify, before you go, shout out my guy Peter in the chat. Hey, Peter,
Absolutely.
Fuck you as well.
Long time, though.
Big up to you, but fuck you this time talking about Conor Gallagher. Sure, man. You know what I'm saying? Go on, carry on. Sorry, I just had to...
I had to address that.
Yeah, man, this guy. I was saying,
Peter be wilding, like, Peter Wilder and that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said before, it's all. I think this transfer deal is only determined whether Manchester United can sell some players, because for us, we gotta sell, man.
We do have to sell.
Spending, but we're not selling. Right, we need to balance the books. Do you get what I'm saying? But Dance, your thoughts on Lavia? What do you think of this?
Yeah, man, bro, we just need the numbers, bro, in midfield as well, man. Like, obviously, you're talking about selling. Like, we need to get rid of McTominay, Fred, all these man. You know what I'm saying? It's been overdue, and we just need them good replacements. But not only that, like Flawless has mentioned before, we need, like, we brought in Mount, yeah, but that's not someone who's moving the needle. You know what I'm saying? So we need these certified ballers as well as the squad depth as well, where someone could just slot in when needed and stuff like that. So being linked to this Amrabat guy and stuff like that. But bro, like, I want to see us getting the guys that we need to be getting. You know what I'm saying? And people talk about Casado and all that. Like, we should be right up there trying to land someone like him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so I feel like Lavia is a good option at the same time, but it's like, bro, we're Man United. We're just about to get taken over. We need to do this. We need to move with conviction, man. You know what I'm saying? We need to show everyone that we are moving serious. And signings like Mount and that don't really show that. Like, so it's like,
you spitting
in terms of moving the needle, it's like, yeah, Lavia is very promising. A lot of potential there. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely like, an upgrade on midfielders we currently have. But it's like, obviously, he's not the full article yet. Yeah, but he's a great addition. Do you know what I'm saying? No one's going to say no to that. But there was a lot of people questioning the man thing. You know what I mean? Like, but we ain't questioning Lavia because we know what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? We know what we're getting with him. Do you know what I'm saying? So, it's one of them, man. It's one of them, man. Definitely take him, but then we still need more. We shouldn't just be getting Lavia. We need more than that. Do you know what I'm saying? And we're all scrambling over just one player. We're doing one deal at a time and all that stuff. And you know what I'm saying? If we had a competent board and guys running things, we would have already had pre-agreements with this one, that one, bang, done, like quick. You know what I'm saying? But we're just scrambling, man. And like you said, it's all rumors at the moment. We don't even know what's really going on. Do you know what I'm saying? But we definitely knew about Mount. Do you know what I'm saying? We definitely, throughout the whole process, it was very clear we were like getting Mount. With everything else, it's like very grey area. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't even know, man. I don't really have much faith in us at the moment. And like the tagline says, bro, I don't really care about nothing else right now apart from the takeover, man. Yeah. I'm sitting there announcing Mount on the Twitter and all that. No one cares, bro. They're putting up new kit. No one cares. They're saying Rashford is a red. No one cares, bruv. All we care about is the freaking takeover, bruv. You look at the comments on Twitter, everyone's on the same page. These men are shameless, bruv. They disabled the comments a couple times and that. Do you know what I'm saying? But bro, honestly, no one cares. And now it's Qatar, bruv. Now, innit?
Yep. And I just want to add one thing. One of the most famous words that's being used with this LAVIA thing is the word monitoring. So, guys, we are monitoring the situation regarding LAVIA's transfer. Flo, let's get to you, bro. Let's get your thoughts.
In regards to the LAVIA deal, I've been a fan of LAVIA. The fact that we signed Mount before him is ridiculous. When we could get him for a cheaper price. No one can't tell me that LAVIA doesn't offer what Mount offers plus more. Mount gives you all the off the ball stuff. That's one thing I'll never criticize Mount for in terms of energy, pressing, running around, closing down. Application will follow a manager's instruction to a T. If Ten Hag tells him play left wing, right wing to do a job on an attacking fullback, or to do a job on a deep line playmaker, for example, a deep line playmaker, for example, then he would do that 110%. But LAVIA gives you all that plus on the ball stuff. You know what I'm saying? He's more than capable. He's more than capable to me to be a backup to Casemiro. He's more than capable to play alongside Casemiro. He's more than capable to play that energetic style, Crash Bandicoot type football if we're playing high energy, rock and roll, heavy metal football. Something I have no issue with, to be honest. Like, I have no, if we're going that route and it seems that way, cool. But go get the, like I keep saying, go get the best possible player for that if you're going to play that way. And then he's good enough on the ball if you want to take control. And then he's good enough off the ball in terms of if you're under the cosh from a defensive standpoint, especially him next to Casemiro. And LAVIA learning from Casemiro as well, which I think could be great. I'm saying because he already looks like he can play. Well, he can play a 6. Whether he can play a single 6 at the highest level is a whole different conversation. But he can definitely play in a double pivot. And I think he's good enough to play in the 8 as well and learn these things. Like Dan said, is he the finished article now? Well, no, but he's the type of needle mover that I talk about because his ceiling is high. Everybody, I've not seen anybody bar Ryan try and criticize LAVIA. Ryan's the only football fan I've seen criticize his deal in regards to any club. So whether he's been linked to United, whether it's Chelsea, whether it's Arsenal, whether it's Liverpool. And then even when he got linked to Liverpool, Ryan changed the ceiling. Oh, he's got a high ceiling. It's a good deal. Yeah, he's good now. He's been linked to you in it. But my point is quality player, without doubt. And I hope it's true. Do I believe we get him? No. I don't think we get him because we're Manchester United Football Club. And we don't make smart decisions because someone at that age, at that price, is a steal. And when I say that, I'm talking about the ceiling people that they're at. Forget like where he's at right now. Like he could potentially be top class. Like he definitely has the attributes to be top class. What is he, 19, 20? And we're already talking about him in this instance. Bear in mind, he played in a poor side. 19. And he played in a poor side. You know what I'm saying? He played in a that's why I don't hear excuses when people say, oh, he's got poor players around him. LAVIA had some of the poor. Didn't they finish bottom of the league?
They're relegated. They're in the championship now.
No, I know they're in the championship, but they finished bottom of the league, correct? Yeah, they did. Yes. Peter will know that because he went on loan to Southampton. But yeah, they finished bottom of the league, and yet he still stood out. But people will say Manchester United players can't. Certain Manchester United players can't function because of players around him. How can LAVIA can function there? Why can LAVIA be a standout there? Why are they going away to Arsenal, for example, and you're standing out? That game that Arsenal drew 3-3, and he ended up going off. I think he was either 3-1 to Southampton or 3-2. If he stays on, Southampton probably win that game. But he went off injured. Like, you know, so it's a no-brainer for any of the clubs interested in him, including us. You go and get a LAVIA. Like, a LAVIA literally could turn around. He's a made, like I've talked about major upgrades. He's a major upgrade in our midfield. He's a major upgrade on everybody. Not called Casemiro, I'm sorry, that plays in 6A. He's a major upgrade on Eriksen. He's a major upgrade on Mount. He's a major upgrade on Fred, and he's a major upgrade on McTominay. It's a no-brainer, and we're not talking 120 million for him. We're not talking Caicedo money, which is going to be 80 million or north of 80 million. Makes sense. Well, again, this is why I don't think Manchester United do it, because we don't make logical decisions. However, we did sign Casemiro last summer. And if I was there 12 months prior talking about Casemiro, I would have been saying the same shit. that we don't make smart decisions, and then we went and signed Casemiro. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the Lavia deal. Before we continue though, over 65 of you lot in the building. We're at 37 likes. Get us up to 50 likes, people. Hit the subscribe button as well, man. We're trying to get to 7,000. Let me just refresh it now and see what number we're at in regards to the subscriber mark. 7,119. One more, man. We'll get us to 7,120 people. Hit that subscribe button if you are indeed new. So like, check. Make sure you hit them likes and subscribe to the channel as well. Let's see what else.
Let me just add one thing, because of course you guys, as you're talking about Robin, Lavia, Ashwin as well, made up a very good point. It says be proactive instead of reactive. Let other teams react to our play. And one thing I have to say regarding about being proactive, we all knew, Manchester United knew that Southampton was going down the bins before May. Yeah. If Manchester United were interested or monitoring the situation, I'm thinking that they were monitoring Lavia for the whole season. You don't strike when the season is done and the team is relegated and all other clubs are interested, a lot of parties are interested. If Manchester United was very proactive, before May ended, they would have been in negotiation with Southampton saying that, you know what, we want your player. And by that time there, I reckon Southampton would have quoted a lower fee than what they're valuing at right now, 50 million. They probably would have told him maybe 35 million at that time, you know, because the season is not done. The season just about to end. But striking a deal very early would have helped in terms of getting a lower fee. But that's when you're proactive, stuff like that can happen. But when you're a reactive team and you're seeing everyone else moving and doing the same thing, going for the same play, you're going to get quoted at high value at the end of the day, man. But big up Ashwin that said that as well, because I kind of like that, man. Manchester United to be proactive as well at the end of the day. Because they would, I guarantee you, we would have got quoted a lower fee, probably around 30 to 40 million, because they were at that time they were playing, but they haven't confirmed their relegation. But I'm very sure they would have accepted something banging early May or just before May. I know that for sure.
And just to get to this from Vincent, big up, he says, I agree Lavia has a high ceiling, but he hasn't played in a big team like Mount. Confidence is key from a player's background. See how Sancho looks poor in the way he was crushing it at Dortmund. You know how you know Mount's no good? Because any defense of him is nothing to do with him on the pitch. It's never anything to do. It's nothing to do with his skill level on the pitch. This is all, what's the word I'm looking for? Like off the pitch stuff. There's no talk about, Mount can do well at Manchester United because he'll give you goals, or he'll give you assists, or he's super creative, or he's press resistant, or he's great on the half turn, or his progressive passing is amazing. You know why people can't say any of this stuff about Mount? Because it's not true. Because we've all watched him at Chelsea. So we have to say stuff like Ten Hag can improve him, or he's played at a big team. He's played in a Champions League final. Man has 8 open play assists in his entire Chelsea career. 8 people. In his so that tells you all you need to know. 8. He has less than 10 open play assists. So he doesn't give you goals. He doesn't give you assists. He's not defensively savvy. And this is why Chelsea fans are over the moon to get rid of him. Some Chelsea fans are over the moon to get rid of him. And this is why the defense of him is, he's played in a big team. There's no way on God's green earth that Mount is a better player than Lavia. Like, let's cut the shit. Like, let's just call a spade a spade. If you have the option between the two, everybody is taking Lavia, apart from Chelsea fans who stand Mount. That's it. Ask United fans, ask Liverpool fans, ask City fans, ask Arsenal fans. You have an option between these two players. You have Mount or you have Lavia. Everybody is taking Lavia, apart from, like I said, Chelsea.
It's not as if anyone was scrambling for, like,
nobody was scrambling for Mount. That's the thing.
Yeah, like, it's like,
you know this. It's not even a debate. I just can't believe that I have to say this because Vincent, big up for the comment, but I just had to address that to say, he's played at a big club. So, but he played poor last season.
Yeah, and Ashwin made another good point before that comment as well. He said it's a sign of playing with the ball, which is worrying because we should be controlling the game and ball. So yeah, it's true, man, because it's remnants of flipping guys like Ollie and the way they played and that before. You know what I mean? It's like, it is worrying, bro. It is worrying. The type of profile of player is worrying. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why Mount. So it is a worrying sign, man. It's a worrying sign, but I don't know, man. We'll see what happens, innit?
Yeah. And just to clarify as well, everyone who likes to complain about our bad business, I love how Manchester City are getting away with this Lavia thing. Because had we had done this, our fan base would have been going crazy. If we'd let a player of that caliber go for that cheap and then put a release clause in his deal that doesn't activate till 2024, we'd be talking about how bad it is. You see the Zidane Iqbal outrage that happened when we sold him. This is worse than that. Let a player of this caliber go, and now he's potentially going to one of our rivals. So let's say we had let Lavia go in the same scenario, and he was linked to City, he was linked to Liverpool, he was linked to Arsenal, he was linked to Chelsea. These are the things, you know what I'm saying? Manchester United, I say it all the time, do many things to criticize, many things to critique. Zidane Iqbal isn't one of them, but City, as well as this is a mistake on their part.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're now looking at a midfielder. And bear in mind, I believe he fits the quota because he's been there since he's 18. So you'd fit the quota. And they put the release clause in, like I said, that doesn't activate till 2024. So just to show everybody gets it wrong. That's all I'm saying. That's the point I'm making out. Everybody gets it wrong. That's all. But yeah, let's bump up the likes. 44 girls to 50 likes very, very quickly as well. We'll go to this next, actually. RJ, I'm not sure how reliable the source is, but he says, this just in, Manchester United takeover could be completed in a matter of hours, according to reports. That's from Man United MEN. MEN, we know, is not the most reliable source, but we're going to get asked questions about it anyway. So let's talk about it. Ivorian, the floor is yours.
Do you know what I'll say? I'll say again regarding this takeover situation.
Round and round.
Until I see Sheikh Jassim holding the Manchester United shirt and with the name saying Sheikh Jassim, Manchester United owner, then I don't really care about all these rumors and transfers. I mean, all these rumors regarding him, because how long has it been, guys? What, since the start of the just before the end of the season, and we expected a takeover a long time ago. You know, it's got to the point where I've given up about this takeover. I got to the point where I figured, all right, fuck it, man. End of the season. Then I was like, when the FA Cup final was done, you're thinking, all right, then since the FA Cup final and we've lost, you think like what will make a great news is Manchester United announcing that takeover. It never happened, and you was like, all right, cool. I'll wait till July. And then it's got to the point, I wait till June, and now June has gone past, nothing has happened, and then you're like, I'll wait till July. You know, surely Manchester United will do this takeover for the start of the transfer window. Now we're in July. It's going to the situation where we all fans of Manchester say, you know what, fuck it. When the transfer window is done, because the way we're accepting things, you know, we're gonna have to accept the situation. Because I don't think Manchester United will get this takeover done. You look at it, it's not easy. It's a lot of money that's being put up state. A lot of clearance needs to be made, whether this person has the money that he has. And I'm not saying he doesn't. We know he has the money to do the transfer. He also has to do a personality test, fit for purpose test. All these assessments needs to be done. And it's going to take a hell of a long time. And again, we say this now. Manchester United themselves hasn't even announced the bidder. So how is it possible that a takeover is completed in a matter of hours when the Glazers themselves hasn't announced it? Rain Group hasn't announced the winner. To this day, we still think it's either going to be Sheikh Jassim or Sir Rat. So it's interesting to just see all these articles coming out saying this and that just for clout, just for clickbait. I just don't believe it until Rain Group themselves, Manchester United themselves, or the owners themselves have said that we've announced our winners. The paperwork has already been in comments. Again, takeovers are not easy. You can point out the fact that Roman Abramovich sold his club, but he was under scrutiny to sell it and he had a deadline to sell it. There is no deadline to sell Manchester United. In fact, the Glazers can stay here all the way until December, until January transfer window, and then finally make a decision on whether they're going to sell to the Sheikh Jassim. Like I said before, there's formalities that needs to happen before the takeover is complete, and none of these things have taken. Sorry, but and none of these things have taken place beforehand. So I just don't believe anything that's coming out of the news, man. Like I said before, until I see Sheikh Jassim holding the Manchester United shirt, shaking his hands with the new CEO or whatever, or the new director, complete deal done. You know, breaking news, Sky Sports. Producer Romano tweeting breaking news. Here we go. I ain't listening to no one, bro. I'm just not interested. I'm not entertaining this no more. How many times have we reported this? You know, we've nearly.
I'm gonna let what's it called? I'm gonna let Dan talk about it, and then I'm gonna speak on it because someone asked me an interesting question yesterday that I'm gonna continue to bring up because it just like puts this whole takeover saga into perspective. But Dan,
we
floor's
all,
yours.
be honest, we all standing like Fabrizio Romano. It's nearly, it's close.
Hey, I've never said it's nearly. You know what I'm saying? I'm fully
the
aware.
articles that keep coming out.
I'm
Close,
fully
nearly,
aware. When people
somewhere
were telling
near.
me, when people were telling me a March, oh, why are you not gassed about it? It's gonna happen. Deadline this, deadline that. I said, and look, that was March. We're now in July in the same place. Relax, but we'll get to all that. But go on, Ivorian. Carry on.
I'm done. Dance, you take
Bro,
over.
I just, bro, it's ours FC every time, innit? Like ours FC, we are close. Like we're, bro, like apparently they're saying it's a big news outlet out there saying that it's gonna be within hours and that. But again, we've heard this time and time again. We just want to see the proof in the pudding, mate. We don't want to see close rumors, this, that, blah, blah. Just sign the dotted line, man. That's what we all want. No one cares. Announce Qatar, bro. This is all we care about, man. This is it. Announce Qatar, man. They're talking about Ferdinand. That was like, oh, yeah, big news coming tomorrow, which is today. Tomorrow is now. Like, and it's like,
the day is not over though. In Rio's defense, the day is
not over. What did they say? Like between 2 and 6 or something?
They didn't say it. They didn't say a time. I watched the pod that he was on. I didn't watch the full thing. So unless he said it afterwards to me, he didn't mention no time or anything like that. But go on, carry on.
Yeah, bro. It's like, bro, we just run out of words, bro. Like we keep hearing, but you know what? It's like it wouldn't be Man United without the longest saga in history of everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wouldn't be us. You know what I mean? But that's what comes with Man United, man. But hopefully, once it actually finally happens, we will start seeing, hopefully Sheikh Jassim sacks everyone. And then we won't get these certain PR spins and this and that. And then we'll actually complete deals quick and efficiently. We'll actually, like, put out the right things that fans want to hear and stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? Because right now, no one cares. Announce Qatar. Do you know what I'm saying? That's it. Like, so, bro, when that day comes, if it's within hours, whenever it is, we just hope. And when it comes, we go mad. We party in it. Because that'll be the best day in a long time. Like, that'll be, history, the biggest takeover ever. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it kind of makes sense that it's taking this long. But at the same time, we just don't like these little PR spins and these updates and that. Like, I'd rather just don't say anything. And then when it happens. But it's like, again, it wouldn't be Man United. It's never that simple with us. So,
yeah, what I want to say on it is, and Dan, you mentioned it there towards the end in regards to this takeover. This is not no minor takeover. This is not no medium-sized takeover. This is not a large takeover. This will be one, if it does indeed happen, one of the biggest sporting takeovers ever. I don't know if it's the actual biggest.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure.
It will be the biggest.
Is it actual big? I'm not sure. I know NBA.
I know a team in the US has been sold for almost $6 billion.
Yeah. Okay. So we're saying it's up there. So we're saying top 2, top 3 biggest sporting sports takeovers of all time. This was never going to be a quick thing. This was never going to be just overnight. And this is why people didn't need to get gassed, like I said, back in February, back in March. And somebody said to me yesterday, asked me a question and said, are you concerned about the takeover because of the deadline? And then I said, who credible put a deadline on this?
What deadline? Yeah.
What deadline? That's the thing is, who actually put a deadline on this? Forget content creators, forget mainstream media, forget people with platforms, whether that's newspapers, whether that's websites, whether that's Twitter pages, Instagram pages, whatever. Who actually of a credible source that is close to this situation came out and said, this is the deadline? And this is why Manchester United fans need to relax. There was never where was this deadline? There was reports of a deadline, but there was never reports of a deadline that the takeover was done at this point. All the reports of the deadlines was, this is the final bid, or this is the first bid, or this is the second bid, or this is the 12-hour bid. Like, what are we talking about here? We're talking 6 billion, potentially north of 6 billion. This was never going to be a quick fix.
Flawless, you're Mr. Logic, innit? Like, so you're just saying the facts, you know what I'm saying? But I understand I understand the frustrations of Man United fans. We've been suffering for too long.
I was going to get to that though.
Mhm.
The frustration I have with the situation is the lack of information. If they just came out, they don't have to tell us all the details, but just give us a basic lowdown. Say, all right, Sheikh Jassim's in the lead. We're looking to conclude this deal by the end of July. It just cuts out all the speculation and it shuts everybody up. Or even if it's Jim Ratcliffe. All right, Jim Ratcliffe's leading the race. We're looking to conclude this deal by the end of July. It's just the fact there's been no information whatsoever. So all we can do is speculate because we have no idea as to what is going on. Zero idea as to what is going on. And do I believe it'll be Sheikh Jassim? Yes. Simply because he's the richer guy in the situation. You know what I'm saying? You got two people bidding for something. One is significantly richer than the other. So therefore, I'm going to say the person who is significantly richer than the other will then get the product. Or in this sense, Manchester United Football Club. But this was never going to be an easy, quick fix. Like I keep saying, in your bank, go to your bank now and try and move £500 from one account to another. Guaranteed, you just can't do it like that. Guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? There's some security checks. If it's a big enough amount, you'll get your call. Like I keep saying, shout out to the Never a Foul gang. I was booking my train tickets to get there and back. I had to stop what I was doing on the app, go into my actual banking app and put my code in to make to confirm it was me. And that wasn't no 6-7 billion. So imagine they are dotting all the I's and crossing all the T's with this situation. And again, with the Glazers, you're not dealing with one person. There's multiple people as well. It's not like it's just Avram Glazer or it's just Joe Glazer with Sheikh Jassim. You're dealing with multiple people who own it. So there's so much going on. But that's why I always say with Manchester United fans, relax. That's what
it's very complex, isn't it? Because there's like eight of them or something, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot. That's what I'm saying, fam. So there's a lot of people to deal. There's a lot of people. All it takes is for one person out of that 8, 7 or 8, and then the deal stalls. That's all that takes for whatever. And it could be something so small that we don't even consider. It could be, I want extra 100K. It could be that. They could be getting north of 6-7 billion for the club. But man could be like, I want extra 50K. You know what I'm saying? Or I want extra 100K. Or I want extra percentage of this or whatever the case may be. Like legit. That's what it is. So Manchester United fans, like, just relax. This deal was never going to get done quick. That's why when I got hit with that question yesterday, a man said, are you concerned about I was missing the deadline? What deadline? Who put this deadline out? Who put this deadline? Did I do it? Was it Ivorian? Was it Dan? Was it one of you lot in the chat?
Was it me?
Because me, Dan, and Ivorian could sit here now and say, yeah, the deadline is the 12th of July. And we have enough of a voice that gets traction. We all tweet that out, put that out across all our socials, all our channels. That's a thing. Yeah, 12th of July, midday, UK time. Takeover's done. So, and people need to understand there's bigger platforms than the one we're on right now who do those type of things. I say it all the time. You see journalists on Twitter and people with media platforms. They need to get retweets. They need to get quote tweets. They need to get likes. Same with Instagram. They need to get likes. They need to get shares. If you have a website, you need to get clicks. You know how to get clicks? Put Manchester United in your title. And put Manchester United in any fabricated story. This is why I always say to you lot, anyone who's been watching me for any length of time, in particular this summer, I've said, what's the source? I'm like, don't ask me, because I've been on other channels and man try to ask me about, you've been linked with such and such. What was the source? Oh, the Mirror. Don't ask me about no Mirror source. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. Don't insult my intelligence and do that. Like, I'm credible. If it's an Ornstein or it's a Romano or it's from another country and it's a reliable source like Di Marzio supposed to be reliable in Italy, I'll take that into consideration. Don't give me the Sun. I'm saying the MEN, love the MEN, great newspaper, but let's not act like the MEN is a credible source. Like they don't have newspaper, they have newspapers to sell.
No, so they say MEN, but I think MEN got it from the newspaper in Doha or something.
Nah, I'm not even talking about this. I'm just saying in general, fam. Like when the MEN links Manchester United to a player, like we don't get linked to. If you open up Twitter, we get linked to new players every day. And then people will be in the chat and go, Manchester United.
What's the number now?
Manchester United moving slow in the transfer market. And then someone else said to me yesterday, we've been beat to all our targets. I said, who was our targets? I said, who have we actually made an official transfer bid for? And who did we actually offer a contract for that we did not get? The only person we've done that this summer that is on record is Mason Mount. And he is now a Manchester United player. There's nobody else. So all this, we're missing targets. No, Manchester United may not be going for the targets you like. I understand that. Because Manchester United are not going for the targets I in particular like. but we haven't missed out on any targets. It's like guarantee if Lavia goes to Chelsea, if he goes Arsenal, if he goes Liverpool, there'll be a United fan in this chat. Guaranteed, without doubt, I would say, see, we missed out on Lavia. That was one of our targets. Bear in mind, there's been no contract offer and there's been no transfer bid made to Southampton. Are we interested in Lavia? Yes.
Yeah, we're monitoring.
Yeah, well, but have we actually? Is he an actual genuine? If he's a genuine target, we will offer personal terms to him. We will make a bid. We did that with Chelsea. Dan mentioned it earlier. It was clear from the jump we wanted Mason Mount, and it showed by what we did. We 3 bids into Chelsea, offered in personal terms weeks ago. That was concluded, I think, before the first bid, so that was clear. But anyway, you lot continue to bump up the likes, continue to get your questions in as well. How many likes are we on? We're at
about almost 70, I think. Close to 70.
All right.
No, close to 70. I'm looking at it now. No, sorry, I'm wrong. 48.
48. Get us up to 60 likes, people. Like check 1212, man. As soon as you enter Sarcasm City, pay the toll, people. Pay the toll when you enter the city of Sarcasm. Of course, as well, if you super chat as well, people, we will get straight to your comment, your question. And don't forget Ivorian's channel. The link is in the title. I Red United TV. So you click the link to the title, opens up a new tab, subscribe to his channel, and you can find all of his socials as well. Yeah, Kaneki, it's a prime example, man. And I even know disrespect to the MEN. Like, I understand publications and platforms have to get clicks. They have to sell. So it makes sense. Fam, the MEN said Pogba turned down a 500k contract just for it to come out after he left that the contract didn't exist. Exactly. I'm saying.
Just for clicks.
Yeah, I'm saying. Large up Jez as well. You know what I'm saying? Every single time. Big up Jez, big up Surfer in the cut as well. So we've discussed Lavia. We've discussed ownership. Amrabat, we'll go to that. Ivorian, what are you telling me? Bear in mind, are you happy that we have actually been linked and it seems we want another midfielder though?
I was wondering if Manchester United ever going to address the striker situation because there is no striker. You know, it's nice to get Mason Mount in, but we don't have a striker, and I thought that was the main priority for fans. I thought that was the main priority for Eric Ten Hag and also Manchester United, the football club, to get a striker to come in and do the job that we want a striker to do to score 20 goals. But for us to be linked with Amrabat, and I believe Amrabat played in the Premier League before he went to Italy, right? So that name sounds familiar to me. Like, I may be wrong, or I probably might be right, but seeing him at the World Cup for Morocco, the team that finished, I think, was it a 4th in the World Cup, beat Spain, beat Portugal, and he was instrumental throughout of Morocco's campaign. I think he can do a job. And one thing I have to say is that, again, it doesn't excite me. I'm underwhelmed. I was underwhelmed when it was Mason Mount, and I'm underwhelmed when it's Amrabat, because it's not the plays that makes you, lick your fingers or lick your lips and thinking, what a signing, bro. You know what I mean? It's true. I was gonna say something a bit too mad, but it is what it is. But it's not that signing that just lifts up your mood. But and I will say this again, and I think we all can agree. All of us here trust our manager. We trust his decision making. We trust his taste in players, apart from probably Weghorst, and that's about it. But we know that if he's looking at a player, it's because he knows that player can do the job that he wants. That player's got the credentials, the personality, the right ambition as well, the right character to come to play for Manchester United and fit that mold of players. So again, I will back him if he comes here, Amrabat. And if it's true, and 26 million just sounds a bit realistic because we ain't got the money. And it seems to me when I was reading it, I was reported it, Manchester United are trying to stretch their pockets, especially with the 120 million pound that they have. But again, I go back to it, I've always think we can go for something better. But again, a lot of other fans are saying, you know what, Amrabat is a player. You should have saw him as well in the Europa League Fiorentinas. He was very good in the World Cup. I saw him myself. He was very good. But again, I still feel like he's played in the Premier League for a lower team, and then he's made his move. But I'll back anything that Ten Hag does, because at the end of the day, Ten Hag is a wise man. He knows his stuff. He's competent enough. He's not like the previous scum, Wally Gunnar Solskjaer. They didn't know what he was doing. So yeah, man, I'm up for it, man. And if the price makes sense, 27 million, if it is to be so, then go for it, Go for it. If he fits in the midfield, but really and truly, Manchester United should be looking at a striker. We don't have a striker. I know Martial's there, but we don't have a striker.
Oh, we definitely need a striker. 100%. We need a striker. Without doubt. Without doubt. We need a striker. Without doubt. 100%. We do. Without doubt. Without doubt. What are you saying, Dan, on the striker situation?
No, I'm just, like Ivorian is right. Like, why is that not the priority? Like, we're getting these players that are not like the priority. The only way it makes sense, right, is if obviously the takeover happens and then we still get what we need. You know what I'm saying? But my fear is like we sign these little players and it's like, okay, but now we don't have the money for what we actually fully need. Like, you know what I'm saying? An actual striker and stuff like that. So in the end, when it's all said and done, hopefully it all makes sense and we have a big transfer window that makes sense, because it's not over yet, obviously, but they're taking their time with things and everything's a bit wishy-washy and that. Do you know what I mean? Even the likes of a centre-back we needed as well. Like, so obviously we had that talk with that Kim Min-jae, or whatever his name is. He's gone to Bayern Munich. They didn't sort that out properly. So again, man, it's all a bit weird, isn't it? It's all a bit weird, man. And we can only see what happens, man. Hopefully this takeover happens and that I'm hoping that it makes a complete shift in everything. But it's a lot to ask for that shift to happen straight away type thing. It's not a good time, like, to be honest, for that it's taking this long with this takeover and stuff. We're in the middle of the transfer window. Stuff is still trickling out. It's going to be trickling over from the previous owners and that. So we're not going to get this season set off on a good start, man, regardless. Like, stuff happens last minute. We're hoping it does end up all happening last minute how we want it to pan out, but I don't realistically seeing it happen, man. I feel like we're going to sign a couple, maybe another midfielder. We're not going to get the ideal striker that we need in. We're going to be scrambling last moments of the transfer window yet again. And yeah, man, I think we'll see the effects of this takeover next season, to be honest with you. But we can all just hope and dream in it, man. But yeah, man,
I take the hit though. Like what you said there in regards to the takeover being like, we see the effects of it more so next summer. I'll take the hit this summer. Like that, I keep saying that's the most important transfer of the transfer window. Even if it doesn't happen, like even if it happens after the transfer window. So let's say it happens September, October, November. As long as it happens like by the end of this year, I'll be over the moon with that, because that sets us up not only to be able to go and have a great summer next summer in regards to transfers, can also start the hierarchy, can also upgrade facilities. We need to upgrade the stadium.
It's just a shame though, because it'd be good to like where we ended last season and that. It'd be good to like proper kick on and we have an opportunity to do that. Like, do you know what I'm saying? And certain decisions are not helping the overall situation. Like, we can still make the most of what we have. When we're seeing Ten Hag by Mount, it's very questionable. And I think someone said in the comments, like, why is it a worry or whatever? Because, like, the style of play and stuff, how Ten Hag wants to play. Again, like I said earlier, it's like I'm not too sure, like what's going on. Like, are we switching back to?
It's Klopp from on the Liverpool on the Klopp. That's what this is. That's what he's going with. It seems, again, I could be wrong from the outside looking in. That's what it looks like.
Look, we could be wrong. Hopefully, it's a masterclass from Ten Hag. We hopefully see what comes to fruition from all of this, all these like little questionable decisions and stuff. And I would like to be wrong about loads of these things. Like, I'm sure all of you guys would be as well. But I don't know, man. It's very questionable. But we'll see what happens, man. Obviously, it's not over yet. And I think definitely the takeover is gonna just create a big energy around Man United. It's going to be a big shift, man. Like, we're going to start seeing things that we want to really see. And it's, again, like I said, all we care about right now is this takeover, man. I can't lie. That's the primary thing, man. Like, this needs to happen. If this happens while we're on live now, on air, it'll be one of the best moments of my life, mate. Like, I swear it's going to be a madness.
Just to clarify people as well, if the ownership does happen when we happen to be on air, obviously the show will continue. If it happens when we're off air, I'll make sure to do a ManDem United podcast special, and all the United fans that you've seen on here, you'll see. So Ivorian, Dan Sillyman, Eddie, Rhino will probably be on here. Trying to think of other guests as well. Other special guests you've seen on there. Tox will pull up 110% plus more. You know what I'm saying? You may even get the likes of Saeed or Aaron drop in as well in regards to
It's gonna be one big party, bro. It's gonna be one big shindig, bro.
Like I'm hoping it happens, and that's legit what it is. And I've said I'll take the hit, but it is again, we've had a good season last season, and it's time to, Dan, you mentioned it, we could kick on, and now we're just not kicking on. However, that being said, Mount's in. If we do get Lavia, not saying it will happen, but let's say hypothetically it does happen. Goalkeeper, which we're gonna get both your thoughts on as well. Let's say it is Onana. We've been linked with Hoyland as well. Let's say we do get Lavia, we do get Onana, we do get Hoyland, and we get Mount. To me, that's a good window. It's not the best window, but it's a good window. Now, of course, you want more, but in regards to if that's the 4, you've improved the spine to me because you've got a goalkeeper and you've got a striker in, and you got Lavia in. So that's a very good window because you've heavily improved the spine, to be honest. You got a goalkeeper, you've improved your major upgrade on the goalkeeper to me if it is Onana. It's a major upgrade in the midfield if it is Lavia, and Hoyland's a major upgrade because we don't have a striker. So any striker of any form of level, it's an upgrade because we don't have one. So to me, that would be a very good window. But we'll go there actually. We'll stay with you, Dan. De Gea he's officially out of contract now. So De Gea has left. We've been linked with Onana. Thoughts on both those things actually?
Yeah, man. Like obviously, De Gea out of contract. It is what it is. I think they haven't handled it the best way, but it is what it is, man. Obviously, some people are like, "Oh, we shouldn't have treated De Gea like this," but obviously, people are forgetting, like in the past when De Gea has been moving mad as well. So it's like, you know, I think at the end of the day, it is what it is. It's time for De Gea to move on, whether you like how it's managed, situation, whatever. It's time for him to go. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, no love lost. You know what I mean? Like, he's done a good job at Man United. He's been shaky coming to the end of his time, his career and that. But that happens sometimes, man. I think both parties should just part ways gracefully and just be like, yeah, cool, man. The time is now. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and if Ten Hag wants to make his stamp and make his mark, I feel like he's doing the right things. Like he's getting doing that ruthless type thing with the goalkeeping situation. So hopefully, if they follow through, man, and they bring someone in, it's looking like Onana, which is obviously someone that fits the mold. You know what I mean? What we're looking for in terms of how Ten Hag wants to play in that. So yeah, man, it's only a positive thing, man. It's only a good thing. Yeah, with the whole contract situation. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's a case they can still re-sign De Gea. Like,
we could still re-sign De Gea, yes. Absolutely.
So again, we don't know what's going to happen, but I doubt De Gea wants to be second fiddle on like a lower wage or whatever. So I don't know, but I think we just cut ties, man. It's done, man. Like,
we have. You know what I'm saying? I can't believe you've done it. But
yeah. No, that's it, really. I mean, yeah, just keep it moving, man. We need to progress. Do you know what I'm saying? We need to progress. We need to make certain decisions. We need to make big decisions. You've seen other teams, you know, Man City, likes Man City and that, you know, they've been ruthless when it comes to players and getting rid of them. They do what is necessary and what gets you the desired results. Do you know what I'm saying? And they do it with the quickness as well. Problem with that's with Man United is we've just dithered a lot, like dithering. Like, we're not too sure. With, you know, should we extend the game? Should we not? Just you know, they're talking about maybe potentially he's going to re-sign and that. Just do what you need to do, man. It's done. Get Onana in quick, man. Stop all this bullshit. Just get it done, man.
I hear you. I'm with you on that. I thought, and I see you smiling just as I was talking about. This guy smiled when I mentioned Sheikh Jassim and the entire takeover. And this guy cheesy grin when I mentioned De Gea being out of contract and he has now officially left. It feels weird to say it. That's why I'm half saying it because I'm like, he's left, but I'm unsure he's officially left. He's officially left.
That's true.
Because there's been no announcement from the club to my knowledge, right? So he could still resign, like Dan said. That's why this is how much I don't trust these motherfuckers. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? That man's out of contract and he's left, but because I've not seen no announcement, we could easily re-sign him and you see him holding up the shirt. Okay, but yeah, your thoughts on that, I've already.
everybody, first of all, I'm going to address. Everybody already knows how I feel about David De Gea, and I already said, "Oh, I loved him in the past, but now it's time for him to move on." You get what I'm saying? And of course, Manchester United need to move David De Gea on, but with coming with logical thinking right now. I'm looking at Manchester United squad, and I'm thinking, where's all this money coming from to sign Onana when we don't have the money at all? We keep on saying that we've been reported to have 120 million.
Onana's supposed to be cheap. They're talking only, I think they said 50 million euros according to reports.
That's close to what, 40 million pounds.
40 million.
What are we left with after that?
60 million. You get LAVIA for 50.
We already spent 55 million because Chelsea wanted to get full 55 million in cash or whatever, and then 5 minutes in add-ons. That leaves us with 60 million left. So that's 40 millions on Andre Onana, unless you want to do it in installments, in Klarna-based payments. We'll see what happens. But again, I'm thinking about logical aspect of the situation that we're in. We don't have a goalkeeper right now, apart from the keeper that's there. I can't even remember his name. Not Dean Henderson, the other one. We should do it. I can't remember him. That goalkeeper there. But we don't have a number one goalkeeper at the moment. And I'm thinking, if Manchester United are not selling players, then why let David De Gea go? And I understand, and I'll tell you guys right now. After what I saw in the FA Cup final was the final straw. The Seville game was the final straw. A lot of games were.
I can't lie, my final straw was Villarreal, man.
What was your final straw, Dan? What did you say?
Villarreal, bro.
Oh wait, what?
Bro.
The penalty shootout.
Yeah, bro. Like
useless.
Yeah, that was time ago. Like, bro,
that's why when he said Villarreal,
that's Wally's time, bro. We was done.
I'm telling you, bro. Like, I've had this little slight. I'm just like, bro. Like, just you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
That's bad for the yo.
Straight, man. I remember watching that at my dad's yard, man. I was pissed, but I was like, nah, man. It's time, man. It's time, innit? Respectfully, it's time, man.
And I don't want to see David De Gea continue to get embarrassed if he goes into next season as number one. Rightfully so, Manchester United should be getting a new goalkeeper. But again, the situation at hand with Manchester United's lack of money in the bank, no takeover. Is it really the right time to get rid of David De Gea, knowing that you may not sign a new goalkeeper? You might have to keep David De Gea because the funds are not there at the moment until Qatar comes in. That's an interesting question because there's no way I'm gonna let Dean Henderson walk back into the first team because he technically almost got Nottingham Forest relegated, and he's not a good goalkeeper in my opinion, and he's never been, and I don't give a shit. But regarding David De Gea, the situation is it the right time? Does it make logical sense to get rid of him now? But again, I commend the ruthlessness of Manchester United to not offer a new contract and withdraw the current contract off the table for the time being. But I dread the fact that David De Gea might be one of our new signings again. By the time it gets to deadline day, we have re-signed David De Gea. Breaking news, because it could be like that. It could be a Zlatan Ibrahimovic situation where we've told David De Gea, okay, you're officially out of contract, but there is still a contract on the table for him that he might potentially re-sign. And we're hoping that it's for less money because he was going to go from 350k to just about 200 to 250k. And if we sign a new goalkeeper, he definitely has to play second fiddle. But we'll see how it goes, man. Well, if people want to say it's been mistreated, my ass. Because why? Because why? He's mistreated us. He's mistreated us. So
say louder for the people in the back, Ivorian. Hey, Mike, check is this thing on?
He's mistreated us. People forget that he wanted to leave, go around Madrid. Yes, my ass, my backside. You know what I'm saying, bro? He has not been
the American tone.
Like, my ass, man. Big up to Eddie if he's in the cut as well, bro.
Yeah, shout out Eddie every single time.
As I remember, he was just close to leaving to go around Madrid, so to be with his
yeah.
And let's not forget about that. The amount of mistakes David De Gea has made from the moment he joined us, because he's been making mistakes, and there's a long repertoire of his mistakes from the moment he signed to his last game, till his last recent game. David De Gea has made a mistake, so there is no sympathy. It's the fact that he was probably 4 times player of the season for Manchester United, and of course he's got the David De Gea sections, the guys who love him, and especially. But it's his time to go. What hurts me the most is that I don't want to see a player that I'm seeing regressing and has gone past his prime, constantly making mistakes next season. And as well, for those who love David De Gea, do you really want to see that? To see David De Gea just fall apart as the season goes on and on. And again, the mistakes he makes will cost us at the end of the day, which like it did in the FA Cup final, which I cannot forget. And like it did against Sevilla in the second leg, you know, end the series, bro. I cannot forget that.
I mean, before you carry on, hey, big up Danny's got a dip. Large up to you, Dan, every single time.
Yeah, big up everyone every single time. Big up Sarcasm. Big up everyone in the comments.
I hope you get well as well, you know.
Yeah.
Dan's not well. He's not feeling well, but we big him up for coming on the show.
Nah, big up everyone, man. Love every time, man. Speak to you guys in a bit. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying? Qatar news, man. ASAP.
Let's hope so.
Every time.
Let's really hope
every
so.
time.
But as I was saying before, before that interruption, yeah, man. Let's just hope that again he moves on. He needs to move on, but let's hope Manchester United can get that money in, because I still feel like Flawless, the Onana depends on the players the outage of the player that's going to be sold. You know, because you can't just get rid of a goalkeeper, and we're limited with funds. Where are we going to sign this goalkeeper with? Where's the money coming from? You sign Onana, you're left with what, roughly 20 million left.
Yeah.
And then what are you going to do? Sign Amrabat?
Again, but this reports in regards to this money, I'm unsure on that. In regards to that.
Definitely.
Like what is we heard this last year. Did we not hear this last season?
Yeah, 100%.
And then we went and splashed big money on Anthony and big money on Casemiro. Yes, I know it was against the club, but I'm just thinking, and what we're forgetting as well. Forget if there's more money there, it is also on sales. And the players we're talking about ain't too expensive. Like Onana, let's say, for example, reports are saying it's 50 million euros. That's like 40 million pounds. That's not that expensive. Højlund seems to be the more expensive one. But let's say we go and get another striker. Cool. And then you've got the Lavia links, who's 50 million as well. So that's 90. And let's say we sell a few players, because someone mentioned it in the chat. We got so many players deadwood that we need to get rid of. So many. So then that can indeed raise funds. We got like 15 players to get rid of. Let's say we sell those 15 players all at 10 million. Obviously, some of them will be more than 10 million. But let's say, for example, it's 10 million. That's 150. It's one. So the money's there. There is money there to be made. But we're dead anyway.
But there's money there to be made. But look at Manchester United right now. You would have thought a competent club would have sold the players that they don't want straight at the end of the season, by the start of June the 2nd or the 3rd, when the transfer window officially opened. Yeah, already in talks with clubs trying to move them on. Yes, I understand they're on big money and it's hard to get them out, but of course we need to actively start selling players in order to get the funds in, so we can make the right investment in bringing the striker that we need, bringing the defender that we need, the right back or the left back, and the centre mid as well that we need. Because right now, look at us. People are laughing at us, Flawless. People are thinking that the big bad Man United are still the same Manchester United, are just incompetent, not making the right moves. We thought things was going to change this summer, Flawless. We thought things was going to change because there's a lot of things to kick on. You know, we had a good season last season. We finished in a decent place, finishing 3rd, winning a trophy. You think we can kick off from the summer for this summer, but again, we're being stagnated. We're being held back. It's like we've still got the shackles on our feet, and we all just want to dance and praise things around. We get the shackles off my feet. We're probably singing, because these bands are holding us back from being great again. So you'll think that they've sold the club. You think that, you know what? I've been here for a very long time. You know, the fans hate us, and you know, we just want to make them happy. Let's sell the club by the end of the season, you know, so we can get out of the situation. But doesn't seem to be the case. But back to the goalkeeper, David De Gea. I'm happy. Like, but at the same time, is it right to do it now? Can we not just wait until we get the player in?
No, it's right to do it now, fam. It's right to do it now. It's 110% right to do it now.
Fair enough.
Yeah, go on, carry on, fam.
I said fair enough, but I expect David to be one of our new signings during this transfer window. David De Gea resigns. I see it, man, and hopefully it's for second choice with under more money, or go Saudi, man. That's the honest truth, man. It's time for De Gea to leave, and it's time for him to move on. And I've said it before. I said it last week, and I say it again and again and again. I've had enough. I want a keeper that can pass from the back.
Yeah.
I want the keeper that everyone has. Everyone's got a keeper that can pass from the back except us.
Oh, first. Yeah, now you're right, 110%. Ed says, how many times have we seen the club drop the ball with easier signings than Onana? As much as some might celebrate De Gea's exit, don't start crying if it's Heaton, Dino, on Kovar come August. Nah, the reason why I'll celebrate De Gea's exit because it's a step in the right direction. Just because, say, Tom Heaton, Dean Henderson, Kovar, even if none of them are good enough, Diva's De Gea. So we might as well go with the cheaper one who's not good enough. De Gea needs to be moved off the books. 110% De Gea needs to be. He's not good. We've seen it. Look at the interest in him. What top European clubs are interested in him? Scratch that. What European clubs are interested in him? You know the only place I've seen him linked with? Saudi Arabia. Tells you the level he's at. So move him on. And in regards to the club dropping the ball with easier signings than Onana, who? I'm saying in that, like, who have we not? I'll get back to this because I need to dip 1 second. But yeah, Ed, what other signings have we not made that easier than Onana? I'm lost at that. You know what I'm saying? I'm really lost at that. But yo, 1 second. Let's see what else you lot are saying in the chat as well. Please let me know, Ed, as well. Anything you want to discuss as well, Ivorian? Anything else? I know you always got something to get off your chest. And you lot continue to get your questions in as well. Just please keep it Manchester United related as well. I'm starving the best questions. Don't worry about it. Yeah, go on.
But back to David here. It is time for
talk about it. Back in 1 sec, fam. Yeah.
Yes, guys. He's back. He's back in a minute. But guys, let me address it too, because of course we've got Ed as well that's thinking how many times we need to drop the ball on David De Gea. As a Manchester United fan, how many times are we going to allow mistakes to consistently happen until we address it? Because Manchester United, all they've been doing is making mistakes, guys. And it's true. We're making mistakes after mistakes, the wrong transfers, the wrong players coming in. And it's about time we start making the correct decisions. It's been, 10 years of making the wrong mistakes for the very long time. We've been signing badly and awfully for a very long time. And of course, we've allowed players to give us absolutely nothing in return in terms of their performance and consistency. Like I said before, we've allowed Martial to do whatever he wants to do. You got Sancho, who took a break in the middle of the season. We've got Paul Pogba playing around, Jesse Lingard doing all these kind of things, nonsense, recording, dancing for so many years. And it's about time Manchester United take action back and regain control of this club. And if that means it's David here is the first one we're going to take action and say, you know what, it's time to move you on, then yeah. Because what's a better example than having David De Gea being released and ensuring every other player that you're serious about what you're on about. Again, I'm questioning the owners, because are they serious about making Manchester United great? Because those owners have not sold and they're going to stall us, and this is hindering us. But let's hope that it doesn't hinder us for that long. But as I was saying, guys, I'm happy. De Gea's gone, hopefully, and a new goalkeeper comes in. If it's Onana, let it be. If it's someone else, let it be. If it's Diogo Costa, that they're trying to quote us for dick attacks for 70 million euros when he's nowhere near worth 70 million euros. Your goalkeeper that's been keeping in the Portuguese league, on probably ranked 6th or 7th in the in Europe in terms of ranking and coefficient and UEFA coefficients. So I don't, and league standings. So I don't know why they want to quote someone like Diego Costa around 70 million euros. Because why? It's Manchester United at the same time, and they probably feel like they don't need to sell. But a player like that is probably worth the same amount of money as Andre Onana, 40 million euros, in my opinion, because of what has Diogo Costa achieved, especially playing for Porto. Porto, you need the money. You need the money in Portugal. It's not like Portuguese league is just flowing with money, or every club is rich. So why would you want to quote a ridiculous fee to Manchester United? And that's if it is true. But let's see. Back to Mason Mount with the whole situation. I've always said it before, guys. Okay, Mason Mount is coming to Manchester United. I'm glad, and I'll say it to you guys again. Are you glad that Mason Mount's deal is announced right now instead of later on down the line were handing over the fees for the 30th time, resubmitting bids, and then towards deadline day, that's when we get Mason Mount, and he happens to be the only player that we signed because Manchester United, we can't multitask. And you know what's so funny? You know when they say men can't multitask, Manchester United starts off with MAN. And they're the definition, and they're the reason why people say we can't multitask, because Manchester United starts with man, and man supposedly can't multitask. So Manchester United can't sell a player at the same time and buy a player at the same time, or sell two players at the same time, or try and go for two players at the same time, because we can't multitask, bro. We cannot multitask. But back to Mason Mount, I'm happy that we brought him in. Again, I'm underwhelmed with Mason Mount. I feel like we can always go for someone better, but it is what it is. And I know people feel upset. And they're thinking this Mason Mount that we saw last season, not the Mason Mount that we want. We already complained on the story that we technically Mason Mount is another Bruno Fernandes, and look at him, he's coming here right now and it's probably going to do the same thing. And the season beforehand, Mason Mount was probably Chelsea's better player, and the season before that as well. There is something that he can bring to this midfield. Maybe if it's energy, dynamism, because I never hear anything regarding his footballing abilities, apart from maybe the GAs that he can probably bring. But we'll see what happens with Mason Mount. Whether you just never know. He could be the game changer. So I would tell everyone, let's not be too negative towards it. Let's see what happens in preseason. Let's see what happens at the start of the season. You just never know with these things, You never know. ROMEO LAVIA might not bang for Manchester United if he was to sign. It might not work, but Mason Mount might be the one that actually works. He might be the game changer, the midfielder that we've been missing in the number 8 role or the number 10 role, or he might be the key ingredient for Manchester United transforming from a 4-2-3-1 to a 4-3-3, where our manager himself can play these total football, possession-based football that we want to be seeing. To be fair, I don't really want to see the rock and roll Jurgen Klopp football, but I want to see
the possession-based. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be that, man. It's going to be that.
Mm-hmm.
Get ready, man. Strap in. I have no issue with it.
Like I said, strap in. Cool. Rock and roll. Man.
Strap in.
We'll see what happens in it, because at the end of the day,
be fun. We are not playing possession-based football with Mount, Bruno, and Casemiro in a midfield three. However, if you do sign LAVIA and it's Casemiro, LAVIA, Mount, or Bruno, for example, two of those three, then that's a different conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, get ready, fam. And it depends, obviously, striker. It depends, obviously, striker dependent as well. We don't know. Obviously,
but again, the goalkeeper's the key thing, because everything starts from the back. So again, it might not be rock and roll football unless we have David De Gea. If it's David De Gea, it's straight lump forward rock and roll football. But if it's Onana, who's very good at distributing from the goalkeeping situation, we've seen him do some incredible things for Inter. But then again, we've seen him make some incredible mistakes for Inter. So guys, let's be real. Even though we're fed up with David De Gea making mistakes, Onana as well also makes mistakes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, all goalkeepers do.
All goalkeepers make mistakes in life. Humans make mistakes in life. It's normal, Nobody's perfect. But if it's Onana in the sticks, we know that we're definitely distributing the ball from the back and under pressure as well. He can make a forward pass that just bypasses the first to second phases of and go to the final third of the play. So again, you just never know, man. If it's Onana, we could be playing possession-based football. If it's definitely David De Gea that plays there, we'll definitely play.
No, if it is, we'll play possession-based football from the goalkeeper to the defense and then up until the midfield. But then after that, fam, I don't know. Casemiro Mount.
No, we got Bruno Fernandes.
That's not no possession. And again, people, this is not me criticizing it. I have no issue with the style. Whatever Ten Hag wants to go with style-wise, I'm cool. I just have a problem with the personnel. That's what it is if you're going to go this style. But yeah, we ain't playing no possession-based football.
But you know what it tells me? If our manager, who's known to be playing possession-based football and total football, comes in and plays rock and roll football, it shows me that he's adaptable to any league.
That's what I'm saying. And
it's a positive in my opinion.
Yes. That's why I'm not critical. Why do you think I'm not critical? Why do you think I'm not criticizing it? I have no issue with the style. Zero. Personnel is the problem. Bruno about midfield is just not the one.
I know, innit?
It's awful.
I can see a lot of balls being lost and passes just going wayward. You know, no one time. We're going to see a lot of one-time passes from Mount and also Bruno. And it's already stressful that I keep stressing about keep the ball, retain possession.
It's awful.
Don't do it now. Don't pass. Don't release the ball now. There's been so many frustrations where I've been frustrated and said, Bruno, you just needed to hold the ball. You don't need to just launch it straight away after one-time pass goes to nowhere because you think Marcus Rashford is already there. Hold possession of the ball. Ball retention is so important to me, man. You know, top teams like us who are known to play an attacking football, ball retention is extremely important, you know. Retaining the ball, keeping possession, and killing off team and knowing when to make the slick passes and the one-time passes. But again, if you think we're going to play rock and roll football, it is then. It is with Mason Mount and Bruno Fernandes. Let's just hope that Casemiro can hold down the midfield from there because, boy, they're going to be stressing him out.
Yeah, man.
They will.
But I hope, like I say, Ten Hag has got a trick up his sleeve with this, and but I don't see it happening. Said it before, the Mount deal is Cristiano Ronaldo deal all over again. I've said this before, I say this again. It's the Cristiano Ronaldo deal going all over again. Oh shit, quick switch, you know what I'm saying? Camera 1, camera 2, we see you.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, man.
We see you. But it's just not a good idea. It's really not. Like I said, I see zero positives to this Mount deal. Starlord says I got no, where is it? Mount won't be the worst player next season. See what I'm saying? Look at what is being said about this man. Mount won't be the worst player. Hopefully Ten Hag can improve him. He's got experience at a big club. Nothing to talk about this man's skill level and his skill on a football pitch. It is. And the Undertaker CFC who says Lavia ain't going to United, you don't have the money. Who has said Manchester United? Lavia is going to Manchester United.
Undertaker, we are monitoring CFC. We are monitoring the situation.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know why people jump in the comment section responding to stuff that we never said. Never once did I or did Ivorian say we're signing Lavia. I actually did say earlier, I don't think we're signing Lavia. No. So I don't know why people make these comments. Oh, you're not signing Lavia. Who said we did? Who said we was? I don't think we're signing Lavia either. We've been linked to him. People gonna ask about it. Let's see what else is going on in regards to. Have I missed anything? Oh yeah, this RJ missed this from earlier actually. Fred has an offer from Saudi Arabia. That's from OKAZ. You know what I'm saying on Twitter. How reliable that is, I don't know. Can someone let me know if this is a reliable source or not?
Do you know what? Yeah, I come across this news, but I can't verify whether it's real. Let's talk about it. If Fred has an offer from Saudi Arabia, let's hope that the transfer fee is a suitable one. I'm wondering what you would think is a suitable and acceptable for Fred, considering the fact that we did buy him for £50 million. Are we looking at what? 20 to 30 million or 30 to 40 million? Because people take us for dickheads. And it's about time we start, adding a few, millions on top of their actual market value, So I think if Manchester United want to get as much money as we can, because I hope we can recuperate at least 100 million from the 13 players that's been reported that Manchester United put on the list to sell, which would be, it's decent. It's a decent return. If we sell Fred for about 30 to 40 million, and I think it's going to be very hard to sell someone like Harry Maguire because no one's entertaining it. No one wants him. No one's interested in the other players.
To get off the books, man. We got to pay him. Do you
remember that time I said that we offered him 10 million and to this day, the guy ain't taking it, bro.
I don't know if we offered him 10. I don't think we offered him 10 million. I don't think we did that. And the report said that it would cost 10 million to get him off the books.
Listen. So, yeah. I want to believe it because why? I want that guy gone. So I would take that information and drink and eat it up, man, and think that it's true, man. But yeah, man, let's just hope that this Fred thing is real because again, before the end of the season, we saw him talking to Fulham. Nothing has materialized from that. I don't know what's going on with Manchester United again. Like, just sell some of these players to at least help us facilitate some transfers. We're just being held back, man. It's hard, man. I was saying it before to the guys. I said that Manchester United can't multitask. And again, Manchester United start with the name MAN, man. And we are known that we've been told that men cannot multitask. And that's the reason why. Because this is Manchester United, the real definition of the reason why men can't multitask. Because Manchester United can't sell a player and buy a player at the same time. Because they're called man. Manchester United.
Well, Steve, there's got to be offers though. The problem is that people say, "Oh, Manchester United getting rid of this Deadwood and all them things there." I hear that, but somebody got to make offers. If nobody makes offers, what can we do,
Bro?
What can we do?
We need to do something. If it's eBay,
What can we do? If nobody wants to buy Maguire, what can we do apart from maybe pay him off and let him release him on a free? If no one wants McTominay and Fred, Martial will throw in the mix as well. Alanga will throw in the mix. Tellez buy. If nobody wants these players, what can we do? That's why I don't really get on the club about selling Deadwood. What can we do? I would love a Saudi Arabian club or Saudi Arabian clubs, I should pluralize that, to offer Manchester United money for all our Deadwood players like they did with Chelsea. However, we can't. And yeah, we do screw ourselves over. Yeah, we screwed ourselves over by overvaluing these players and handing them dub wages. That's where I have no sympathy for Manchester United. That's on us. That's our fault. But now we can't move these players on. I can't criticize the club in terms of that. Somebody's got to make offers. Now, if we start turning down offers, that's a different conversation. If we start turning down offers, that's on us.
But again, Flawless, if this takeover happens, I want the owners to just tell them, we're just getting rid of you. We'll give you your money and go, because you're holding up the space, etc. So if there was to come in, supposedly, because we're hearing that anything is incoming in the next 24 hours or 4 hours or whatever, whoever said it. If the new owners come in, I hope they have the balls to go up to Maguire and say, take the 10 million and go. And it's not by choice.
And LJ says people want Maguire, Fred, and McTominay. It's just they don't want to go. Where's the office? There can be, if people need to make the difference, there's a huge difference. There's a thick line between interest and actually wanting a player. Do I believe there's teams interested in Fred? Yes, I believe Fulham are interested in Fred. We've heard reports. Have they offered Fred a contract? No, they've not offered Fred personal terms. Have they made a bid to Manchester United Football Club for Fred? Also no. So like I said, there's a difference between interest and wanting a player. Fulham are interested in Fred. Reports have said that. Where's the office? McTominay, clubs are reported. I've heard Everton, I've heard Newcastle as well. I've heard about him being a make-weight in the West Ham deal for Rice. How true the latter one is, the last one there is I mentioned, I don't know. But how many clubs have offered out personal terms to Scott McTominay? Or how many clubs have offered Manchester United Football Club a transfer fee for Scott McTominay? Same with Maguire. So when you say people want, yes, there's a thick line, extremely thick line between interest and wanting a player. Yes, there's a difference between interest inquired to actually wanting a player. Until there is an official contract offered to said player and or an official bid, that's when you know, all right, they genuinely want this player. Like I always use the analogy all the time, you know what I'm saying? And if any females watching, no disrespect, but it's like ManDem on Instagram liking girls' pictures. They can like all her pictures. They don't jump in that girl's DMs. They don't really like her that much. When they jump in the DMs, that's when the interest is real. That's when you want. That's the best way to clarify it, because I know the vast majority of the audience is male. So that's the best way to describe it.
So Flawless, you're trying to say Manchester United move like Stewie in Family Guy, where he runs up to a girl, says hi, and then runs away, going, because that's what Manchester United are with players.
No. I'm talking about. I'm just talking about interest. Nah, this is us selling players and people being interested. Like, people need to. Nobody, like, yes, people are interested in Manchester United's players. Where's the office? You know what I'm saying? Newcastle wanted Scotty. We dropped the ball and they got Tonali. Now we're stuck with him again. Ed, where's the source of that? When did Newcastle offer Scott McTominay a contract? When did they make a bid to Manchester United for Scott McTominay? This never happened. Were they interested in Scott McTominay?
Yeah,
I believe so. They was, according to reports. Interest. Where's the bid? Where's official terms? People need to stop mistaking interest. The same way several teams are monitoring LAVIA right now. Where's the official contract? Where's the official bid? For instance, Chelsea are linked to Caicedo. Their interest is real. You know why? Because they offered Caicedo personal terms. They offered that man a contract. Now they're going to discuss with Brighton. Same way we had genuine interest in Kim Min-jae because we offered him a contract. For whatever reason, we didn't put in a transfer bid. So we pulled out of that deal. Why, I don't know. So there's none of this.
Have we pulled out that deal, or are we actually interested in signing him? Because at the end of the day, right now, as we speak, it's not like Bayern Munich has signed him. They just need to pay the release clause. So technically,
we offered him a contract, but we never told Napoli. We never made the bid to Napoli.
But again, Bayern Munich have even made the bid and activated his release clause. So nothing's confirmed yet until that release clause is met. Again, it's early July. It said it will be ready and activated. So we'll see what happens. We'll watch the timeline, watch the space, and see whether Manchester United will act upon it or whether they were really interested in Minje. Because Fabrizio tweeted a while back, mentioned that are interested, but let's see if they're really going to pursue, and let's see whether Bayern Munich will finalize the deal. We shall see.
And to LJ, who says, I think United are pricing them out for players. Like, what we talk, like, how do we know what the price points are? When did this get revealed? I know that report came out. I think it was from the MEN saying this is the price points. We don't know how that's true. I just remember they held talks and the club said Scotty couldn't leave. Think it was around the time of Eriksen injury. So okay, so that's during the window. That's during the season. So we can't hold that against Manchester United in regards to not letting him go. Bear in mind, what's the source of that, Ed? Because I didn't see that. What was the source and who held talks? What was the talks? So that doesn't back up your original point, because you said we dropped the ball and they got Tonali. That's not the same time. They just signed Tonali this summer. So I'm talking about people in terms of critique. Who's made bids? The people are interested. Yes, there's been no formal offers for any of our players. So nobody currently, currently 4th of July right now, nobody wants any of our players. Now, could that change? Yes.
They don't.
110% that could change. But for right now, they don't. You know what I'm saying? What about Højlund? If we don't sign him after the window's closed, does that mean we weren't really interested in him? No, it means we were interested, but we didn't want him.
Because we're still yet to get a charger.
Yeah, no stress. We're still yet to make a bid, and we're still yet to offer personal terms. They're the two things that confirm you wanting a player. Like I keep saying, there's a difference between interest and wanting a player. You could be interested in a player, yes. But if you want the player, you'll make a formal bid. Like I used the Instagram analogy with you. You can like a girl's pictures on Instagram. If you really like her, you're going to DM her. That's what it is. So like with Højlund, we haven't made an official bid. We haven't offered him a contract. Are we interested? Yes. Yes, we are definitely interested in Højlund. But we're interested in a lot of players. Do you believe the interest United have in Amrabat, good backup option? I've not seen, what's the sources on that, John? But this whole thing about us, like Scott McTominay, like there's been no bids for him. There's been no contracts offered to him. Same with Harry Maguire. All it is reports and rumors. Nothing concrete. This is what I'm talking. I'm not here to talk about non-concrete things. If we can give opinions on football, but if we're going to talk facts, let's talk facts. And that is a fact that this hasn't happened this summer. None of our players have been either offered a contract or made a transfer, or someone's made a transfer bid for him, or both. But yeah, Amrabat, I don't know the source. Who said that? But I do like the idea of it, yes. And he would be cheap. And we had a chance to sell in January, didn't let him go. Now Newcastle moved on and got Tonali. Yeah, because we couldn't let him go in January. Our squad was super thin as it was. Eriksen was injured. We signed Sabitzer. That just leaves us short. So that would have been foolish. As much as I want Scott McTominay to leave, moving him on in January don't make sense.
That's true.
And how much was it for? What was the bid? Like I said, Ed, I didn't see these reports, so you have to let me know how much was the bid? Was there a transfer bid made? Was there a contract offered to Scott McTominay, or did they just speak? Which happens a lot in negotiations. Because I don't remember Newcastle during January offering him a contract. I don't remember them making a bid. Even if the price is, let's say we priced him at 40 million, they could still make a bid at 20 million. If you really want a player. Like I say, if you want a player, you'll know. Because they'll go all out for him. So we got to stop this in terms of, Manchester United can't move and play. Okay. But yeah, anything else you want to add, fam? We just have to clear up stuff.
No, it's all right, man. I understand, man. I understand where you come from. But it's the interesting thing is that whether Manchester United are actively trying to sell these players, which I doubt they are. I don't think they are. Again, Manchester United stalling on a lot of things. And back to, again, as you were saying about Scott McTominay, I don't know if any clubs are interested right now in signing these players. I feel like Manchester United may have to force them out once they've got their transfers in, their main transfers in, and then when they're really looking to get rid of the players to bring some additional money in, then we'll see what happens. So I don't see them leaving until probably mid-Jan, before during preseason as well, and probably towards the end of the season when they're going to get rid of their players. But we needed them to do it now to add to the funds, because why do it later and then miss out on targets? Because again, no other club's going to wait for you to make a move on the players that you targeted, because they're interested in the player. It's always first come, first serve when it comes to the transfer window. The transfer window is ruthless and it's aggressive, and the transfer window waits for nobody. You know, you look at Bayern Munich, they're not waiting for Manchester United until they get the funds to go for King Min-jae. No, we're not going to go into a bidding war. If we can sign him now, we'll sign him now. We'll avoid the competition.
It's a weird one, the Kim Min-jae one, because there's a release clause there and we didn't offer it, and I don't know why.
But the release clause is not ready until sometime in July, as Fabrizio Romano stated. But
we
so
never.
many times.
He also said that we never made. We never made Napoli aware that we're going to make a bid. Like there was no conversation. Like surely you let Napoli know. Yeah, we're going to bid X amount for him.
Absolutely.
We offered in personal terms.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just all went quiet. So I don't know why. I don't know what happened. Something went wrong. Something went wrong there. I don't know what though. I don't know what it was.
I know, and it really upsets me to lose out on him, because we spoke about him all of May, coming all the way up to the now. Kim Min-jae, we're down for that. You know, we need a solid centre back just in case Varane gets injured. A very good backup and get rid of Maguire. But again, if we was to lose out on him, then we're looking at who else with centre back we're going to look at. Because I know we've been there is I think a Monaco defender that we've been linked with, a defender from France that we've been linked with. I'm not too sure if it's Monaco, but we have been linked to a French centre back. So we'll see how that goes. Whether he's the player that Manchester United are actually interested in. I understand that a lot of players get linked with Manchester United for clicks, like you said before. All you have to do is put so and so name next to it and put Manchester United name into it. And let's be real. Again, we may have been linked to Kim Min-jae, and I know Fabrizio came out and said that Manchester United have held talks, but were Manchester United really interested, or was just a way for other clubs who are interested to act as fast as they can?
I think we was genuinely interested, but we just pulled out of the deal for some reason. But I don't know what that reason is. I'm unsure.
Yeah. Maybe it's the funds. We'll see what happens in it. Again, I still believe that it's not too late. All you have to do is just meet the release clause. That's all you have to do. If you already agreed personal terms, and so has Bayern Munich, it's about the player choosing where he wants to go once the clause is met. So there is still time. Manchester United are still in the race if they want to be in the race. But again, we're interested in the goalkeeper. We're interested in a new striker. Where's all this money going to come from? We shall see, man. It's going to be an interesting transfer window. Facts. We all thought it was going to be a transfer window that will change Manchester United, especially when we heard that Manchester United out for sale. But it's looking like the usual transfer window of Manchester United for the last 10 years, because there is no takeover that's happened. So we'll see, innit? We shall see, man. Everything, Flawless, hinders on that takeover, whether it can be done during the transfer window before the transfer window ends. So we'll see, man.
Yeah, man. Well, we will see.
Diassi.
Yeah, Diassi and Todibo are two centre backs we've been linked with since, so we'll see. But love to everyone that has locked in. Make sure you check out Ivorian's channel. The link is in the title. Red United TV. Click the link in the title, opens up a new tab. Same with that Dan Silly man. Make sure you follow him across all socials as well. And don't forget, people, this show and all the other shows are available on audio only platforms. Big up to everyone. I don't lie to you lot up. Big up you lot enough who actually listen on the audio platform. So salute to you listening to this back. SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to podcasts, type in Sarcasm City TV and the shows will pop up. So if you want to listen, like I always say, while you're cooking, while you're cleaning, while you're driving, while you're at work, you might be in the gym, or you might just not want the YouTube app open. You might prefer to listen to your podcast in more traditional podcast means. So like I said, this show and every other show on the channel, on the YouTube channel, apart from watch-alongs, are available on audio only platforms as well. I dropped the links in the chat. Like I said, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes as well. Ivorian, anything you want to add before we do indeed close out?
Of course, guys, of course, as well. When you guys got time, also watch yesterday's video, my short 10-minute video on, of course, Mason Mount's passing his medical, and of course, I'm about being linked to Manchester United. And also, remember, subscribe to your boy Ivorian Spice. You know, let's get that channel up to at least 4,000 subscribers by
let's go, man.
the next couple of months. You know what I mean? And of
that.
course, should be live on Thursday. But if I'm not live, I will be releasing a short video. So I either release a short video or go live. But keep an eye out for a lot of short videos that I'll be releasing as more transfer news come through for the whole summer.
Love that. And we're at 66 likes, people. Get us up to 70 likes. Hit that like button before we do indeed close out in the next 5 minutes. And subscribe as well. We're at 7,121. There's over 50 of you lot in here. I'm asking for 4 subscribers. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Let's do that. So get us up to 70 likes and get us up to 7,125 subscribers. Hope you lot enjoyed the show. Always good chopping up with you lot, whether we agree or disagree. Like I said, big up Ivorian. Big up Dan Sillyman, who was here as well. Kingsman says, big up, guys. Salute to you as well. We're back today on the Twitch, people. Back on the Twitch fan calling show will probably be 9 p.m. because Battle of the North is 7:30 p.m., people. So Battle of the North is just under an hour from now. So after Battle of the North finishes, so I'd say 9, half 9, keep a lookout for the fan calling show. I'll say 9:30 actually. So 9:30 p.m. I'll change that on the schedule as well. Over on the Twitch. That's the fan calling show, people. So feel free to call in. Doesn't matter if it's your first time here or you're a regular here. And you can call in. Doesn't matter what team you support. Feel free to call in and get whatever off your chest. You may have a question for me. You may want to rant about something. You may want to disagree with me about something. You may want to disagree with one of the panelists about something. That's absolutely fine. So make sure you go follow the Sarcasm City TV Twitch. Download the app for free. Sign up for free. And the same way you watch and comment on YouTube is the exact same on the Twitch. And you don't get the same content on both, people. The YouTube, Sarcasm City TV YouTube, and the Sarcasm City TV Twitch are 2 separate. You get separate content on each. So 9:30 p.m. you'll get the fan calling show, and then 11:30 p.m. we're back here for the ManDem United analysis at Anfield show. So the Manchester United Liverpool show with myself, Saint, and Rams as well in the building, talking all things Manchester United, talking all things Liverpool. All these things I mentioned are on the upcoming live stream schedule anyway. So if you missed anything, all you have to do is go check out your Sarcasm City TV guide. Ivorian, always good chopping up with you on a Tuesday, man. Always, man. Love to everyone who has locked in. We're going to raid Big Six Bands as well. And this has been the ManDem United podcast live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in.